this is the sixth lecture of our example number 1, which is the design of cantilever retaining wall. So students, in the last lecture, we are discussing about our step number 5, which is the design of hill slab. Okay, so in the design of hill slab, we will cover first of all the diagram of upward pressure diagram. After that, we are finding out the downward pressure diagram, and after calculating the upward pressure diagram and downward pressure diagram, we will find out our net pressure diagram. And with the help of net pressure diagram, we will find out the forces. After that, we will find out moments, and after that we are designing our hill slab component with the help of finding out the PT, AST, spacing provided and AST provided. Okay, so this is the calculation of main steel. After that we are calculating about our distribution steel, which is the minimum steel provided as 0.12 percentage of total gross sectional area. So this is the revision of our last lecture. So now moving further to our step number 6, which is the design of toe slab. So students, you can see that in this figure, this is our toe slab components. Okay. So at this point, our upward pressure diagram is 109.18, which is already calculated in our last lecture, and at this point our upward pressure diagram is 134.86 kilonewton per meter square. Okay, so all the steps are same as the calculation of hill slab. So after calculating the upward pressure diagram, we have to find out downward pressure diagram. So you all know that this portion is blank. Okay, so no any material is filled at this portion. Okay, so we have to find out our total downward pressure diagram. So our downward pressure diagram is for sulfate of retaining wall portion, which is the toe slab. Okay, so our total downward pressure diagram on toe slab is due to sulfate of toe slab. So what is the sulfate of toe slab? So students, our downward pressure diagram, the word pressure. So what is the unit of pressure? The unit of pressure is kilonewton per meter square. So we have to find out density into some thickness, which is equal to kilonewton per meter square. So which material is provided in this portion? So it is concrete. So the density of concrete is 25, and what is the thickness of this portion? So the thickness of this portion is 0.5 meter. So our total downward pressure diagram is 12.50 kilonewton per meter square. So students, this downward pressure diagram is uniform because our thickness of toe slab is remain similar at all the portion. Okay, so you can see that this is our upward pressure diagram. At this point, our upward pressure diagram is 109.18, and our downward pressure diagram is 12.50. So what is the net pressure diagram? So you all know that our upward pressure diagram is 109.18 and our downward pressure diagram is 12.50. So our net pressure is in upward direction. So what is the value? The value is 109.18 minus 12.50, which is equal to 96.68. Okay. Similarly, at this point, our upward pressure diagram is 134.86 and our downward pressure diagram is 12.50. So what is the net pressure diagram? So our net pressure diagram is upward pressure minus downward pressure. So it is 122.36 kilonewton per meter square. So we have to design our toe slab component with the help of net pressure diagram. So this is our net pressure diagram. The width of toe slab is 1.2 meter. So it is already discussed in our introductory section that whenever we have to find out any force, then we have to find out area of pressure diagram. So students, first of all we have to find out the area of this drawing. So we have to cut this figure into two portions. So first portion is considered as rectangle and second portion is considered as triangle. So what is the area of rectangle? So the area of rectangle is L into B. So what is the value of L? The value of L is 1.2 and this is your B. Say for example, so this value is 96.68. So our area of first portion is 96.68 into 1.2. Okay. Now we are moving further to our second portion. So the second portion shape is triangle. So what is the area of triangle? The area of triangle is 1 half base altitude. So this is 1 half our base. Base is equal to 1.2 meter and our altitude is 25.68, which is 122.36 minus 96.68. So we will get our answer 25.68. Okay. So students, our total maximum shear force is 131.424 kilonewton. But this maximum shear force is unfactored load. But we have to design any component with the help of factored load. So our factored shear force is 1.5, which is the factor of safety into 131.424. So we will get our answer 197.136 kilonewton. After finding out the maximum shear force, now we have to find out maximum bending moment. So what is the equation of bending moment? The equation of bending moment is force into perpendicular distance. So we have to calculate moment for component number 1, which is rectangle, and the moment for component number 2, which is triangle. So our force. So how much force is acting on component number 1? So it is 116.016. Now any force is acting at CG point. So what is the CG of component number 1? So the CG of component number 1 is 1.2 divided by 2 because our shape is rectangle. So at rectangle portion our CG is at exact center point, which is B by 2. So it is 1.2 divided by 2. Now we are moving further to for component number 2. So what is the value of force for component number 2? The value is 15.408. Now what is the CG? So our second component is triangle and we have to consider all the loads and all the forces from this point. So our CG is at this point. So what is the distance? This distance is 2 by 3 from the stem and toe junction. Okay. So our CG is at 2 by 3 of altitude. So it is 1.2. So our total bending moment is 81.93 kilonewton into meter. But this maximum moment is also unfactored moment because we have to use unfactored force while calculating bending moment. So we have to find out our factored bending moment, which is 1.5 into 81.93. So we will get our answer 122.90 kilonewton into meter. So students, you all know that after calculating the bending moment, the next step is to find out PT. PT means percentage of tensile reinforcement. So what is the equation of PT? The equation of PT is 50 into FCK by Fy 1 minus under root 1 minus 4.6 mu by FCK BD square. Now, what is the value of FCK? FCK means characteristic strength of concrete, which is equal to 20, because in the question it is clearly mentioned that we have to use M20 grade of concrete and Fe415 steel. So our value of FCK is 20 and our value of Fy is 415. So now mu. So what is the value of mu? The value of mu is 122.90, but the unit is kilonewton into meter. So we have to convert our kilonewton into meter to newton into mm. So it is 122.90 into 10 raised to 6 divided by FCK is equal to 20, B is equal to 1000, because we have to calculate all the forces and all the moments per meter length, and our value of small d is 450, because you all know that our total thickness of toe slab is 0.5 meter, which is equal to 500 mm. So our value of capital D is 500 mm and our small d is effective depth. So what is the value of effective depth? The value of effective depth is capital D minus effective cover. So we have to assume our effective cover as 50 mm. So we will get our answer of small d is 450 mm. So after putting all this value, we have calculate our PT is equal to 0.175 percentage. After calculating PT, the next step is to find out AST. AST means area of steel in tension. So what is the equation of AST? The equation of AST is PTBD upon 100. So our value of PT is 0.175. Our value of B is equal to 1000. Our small d is equal to 450 divided by 100. So we will get our answer 787.5 mm square. So this is the minimum area of steel required. Now we have to provided 16 mm diameter bars as a main reinforcement steel bars. Okay. So we have to find out spacing. So our spacing requirements equation is small ast divided by capital AST into 1000. So what is small ast? Small ast is pi by 4 into d square. It means we have to provide it 16 mm diameter bar as a main steel bar. So our value of d is 16 mm. So our value of small ast is 201.06 mm square. Okay. So after putting all this value, we will get our answer. Spacing requirement is equal to 255.80 mm. Now we have to provided our spacing at closer spacing. So our spacing provided is equal to 250 mm, which is the less than spacing requirement. Okay. So after putting our spacing provided, we will get our answer AST provided, which is equal to 804.24 mm square. So this is the calculation of main steel. After calculating the main steel, the next step is to find out distribution steel. So students, for distribution steel, we have to provide minimum steel. So as per IS 456-2000, on page number 48, it is clearly mentioned that for Fe415, we have to provide 0.12 percentage of total gross sectional area. So our total gross sectional area means PT into B into capital D, because our capital D is total depth, which is equal to 500 mm divided by 100. Okay, so our value of PT is 0.12, our value of B is 1000 mm, our capital D is 500 mm, and divided by 100, so we will get our answer 600 mm square, which is AST required. And you all know that in distribution steel we have to provided 8 mm bar steels or 10 mm bar steels. So in this example we have to consider 10 mm phi as a distribution steel. So we have to find out spacing. So what is the equation of spacing? The equation of spacing is small AST divided by capital AST into 1000. So for 10 mm diameter bars, our small AST is equal to pi by 4 into 10 square, which is equal to 78.53 mm square. And our capital AST is already calculated as 600 mm square. So after putting all this value, we will get our answer of spacing required is 130.88 mm. After calculating spacing requirement, we have to provided spacing. So our spacing provided is always be less than spacing required. So we have to provided spacing as 130 mm center to center. So after finding out our spacing provided, we have to find out AST provided. So our AST provided is 604 mm square. So this is the end of our step number 6, which is the design of toe slab. So students, in the next lecture we are moving further to our last step, which is the design of shear key, and after that we are moving further to our second type of example, which is the design of counterfort retaining wall. Okay, so this is the end of today's session. Thank you.